pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Holly Hill Knights! It's some of the elves from Santa's North Pole! We want to be on your news because we've seen how cool it is! So we're gonna hide in every episode until winter break! Have fun finding us! We are being the light this holiday season. Your random act of kindness challenge today is help your teacher or at home clean up.
Christmas honors African heritage and African American culture, celebrated December 26th to January 1st.
They celebrate it by gift giving and a big feast. It is not religious but cultural.
The word endure means to persevere, to make the journey no matter how difficult, not to give up. And that's what I hope that each of you will do, endure until the end.
Mr. Zablo, Assistant Principal, Holly Hill School.
Hello, Mrs. Zablo.
Hello.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Question number 1. What made you want to work at Holly Hill?
So I went to school for teaching, so I wanted to be a teacher. And so actually I have some ties to Holly Hill. My grandma actually taught at Holly Hill, and my dad taught and was assistant principal at Holly Hill. And my cousins all went to Holly Hill, so I had some ties to Holly Hill. So when I was looking for a job, Holly Hill seemed to be the perfect fit. And they hired me to teach social studies, and I taught for 6 years and loved it. And then I became an assistant principal when I had the opportunity to come back. I definitely took it. So I'm excited to be here at Holly Hill and be a Knight.
How did you start working at Holly Hill?
Started off as a teacher. So I was teaching in the classrooms. I taught social studies.
What do you think of the middle school?
Oh, I love the middle school. I think middle school is the perfect age. A lot of times they're learning things for the first time, so they're learning new content or curriculum. They are also building new friendships or relationships. We have middle school sports, which is always fun, so it's the introduction of organized sports to some students, and so I think the middle school setting is definitely the place where I want to work.
What do you think of the elementary school?
I like the elementary school. My experience was always in middle school, so when I get the opportunity to go over to the elementary and hang out with those kids over there, we have a blast. It's fun. In fact, I've had the opportunity to take some of the middle school students over there to work with the elementary students, and I think that piece has been really enjoyable for me as well as the students.
If you were asked, would you teach at college?
When I teach at college now, I prefer middle school. Once you get into high school and college, a lot of times the students are kind of already set on a particular path, and I like being able to kind of help shape and mold middle school students.
Why did you choose to become a teacher?
Teaching kind of ran in my family, and so my grandma was a teacher, my aunts were teachers, my dad was a teacher, and so it just seemed like something that I was very interested in. I liked history a lot, and so it was a perfect fit. And so when I got the opportunity to become a teacher, I loved it. In fact, I still enjoy teaching. This year I had the opportunity to go back in the classroom a little bit and do a leadership class, and I really enjoy the teaching aspect and look forward to doing some more of it.
Did you come to Holly Hill with some of your friends?
I did come to Holly Hill with some of my friends, and so actually Mr. Clowers, the band teacher, we went to elementary school together, middle school, high school, and we went to college together, and so I knew Mr. Clowers before coming here and working, so that was a friend I had before I became a teacher.
Would you like to take the position of principal?
Eventually, I would like to become a principal. Yeah, I think all administrators eventually want to go on that path to being a principal. But there's a lot of learning still to happen before that occurs. Holly Hill is the place I want to be, and it's been the place I want to be, and I see it as the place I want to be in the future as well.
Why did you come to the middle school building?
Why did I come to middle school? That's where my experience was. So my experience was always in middle school, and so it was a natural fit.
Would you rather be on the elementary side?
No, I prefer the middle school side. I like to go over there and spend some time with the elementary students, and it's really enjoyable for me. But at the end of the day, I think middle school is kind of where my calling is.
Did you work at any other school?
I did. So when I finished teaching here, I went and worked at River Springs School, middle school, which was the biggest middle school at the time. We have about 300 and something students here. At that time, River Springs had about 1,400 students there. So quite a larger school. It was a great school, had a great experience there. And then I also worked at Southwestern Middle School, which is over in DeLand, and enjoyed my time there as well.
Did you go to a public or private college?
I went to a state college. I went to Florida State University, Go Noles. And then I went to a private college after that. I went to Stetson University for my master's so I could become assistant principal.
Did you substitute here?
I never substituted. I came straight into teaching.
If you had to, would you teach a class here?
Yeah, absolutely. I love teaching. Enjoyed it so much. I miss the classroom. I think every day I miss the classroom. My wife's a teacher, and so we go home and we talk about kind of our day in school. I sometimes am envious of some of the things that she's doing in her classroom that I remember doing and missing some of those interactions.
Why is school important if they don't want a job and needs education?
School's super important. I mean, how you perform in school, especially middle school and high school, is really going to set you on the path on that you're going to go, because your middle school classes set up your path for what classes you can take in high school, what credits you can have, and that sets you up your application for college. And so I think, we try to remind students, focus now and you'll reap the benefits of it later. And so it's the most important thing. If you want to make a lot of money, the biggest indicator of how much money you'll make is kind of education. And so it's not always about the money, but it's important to be educated and have knowledge so you can make wise decisions and then have a lot of opportunities when you're older in life.
Why is school so long?
Why is school so long? We have a lot to cover, and so we have a lot of curriculum and content to prepare you for life beyond school, but then also, college and that sort of thing. So, I think school's the perfect amount of time to get the amount of content and curriculum we have to get in covered.
Why doesn't school start later?
Why doesn't school start later? Because if it started later, we would get out later. And I think we all enjoy getting out a little earlier. Me personally, I'm a morning person, and so it's just easier for me to get going and get everything done and then have the afternoon to enjoy. And so I think some of our students benefit from that as well. If we started later, it'd probably be dark this time of year when you guys got home, and you'd have limited time outside and that sort of thing, which I know you guys enjoy.
Why can't both lunches be at the same time?
Well, because we're doing social distancing right now, and we have 370 kids or so. And so, as you can probably imagine, it would be unsafe for us to all try to squeeze in there. We've always done 2 lunches. I think 2 lunches is kind of the perfect piece. If we had a bigger cafeteria and we could do 1 lunch, I would love to do 1 lunch. But at this time, for the safety of everyone and just the basic spacing, we have to do 2. Good?